Welcome to the Launching Light podcast. I'm your host, Coach Bianca from FuelYourMagic.com. I'm so excited for this episode. This is episode 2, but it's the first interview session of the podcast. Our guest is Jennifer Forchelli, or JFO, as she is also lovingly known. She's an astrologer and spiritual coach with over 20 years of experience studying self-help and personalities. She teaches creative entrepreneurs and empaths how to perform higher, love stronger, find their purpose, and monetize their star personality to match their dream life. I have followed Jen for some time now, and she really knows her stuff. I worked with her on my own natal birth chart a while back, and she has a way of explaining astrology like no other. In this interview, we touch on staying committed in your business, the employee versus entrepreneur mindset, motivation tips, and so much more. So without any further ado, here's the interview. Enjoy. Hi, Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Can you just share a little bit about you and your business?
Absolutely. So my name is Jennifer Forchelli, but everyone calls me JFO. And I help creative entrepreneurs and empaths learn their destiny through the magic of astrology. I've been studying spirituality, self-help, and astrology for 25 years. And I've learned my own unique system of how to customize self-help for your personality.
That is so awesome. So how did you first come up with launching your business? How did that come about?
Well, I have to be honest, it's an 8-year journey. So I've only just begun. So when they say overnight success, it's really not a real thing. It takes a long time. So it started out with just loving astrology and wanting to teach it and do charts. And then it slowly evolved into recognizing that I could really coach people on mindset, deeper mindset work in all areas of their life, using the power of knowing specifically their destiny in the chart, which is something called the North and South Node. And so I realized that I had a very innovative approach to it. But along the journey of trying to build my business, I actually got really depressed and I gained 60 pounds. And I was just in a really dark chapter. And so through that process, I found an amazing solution of fitness that totally changed my life. And I realized that I was missing the fitness aspect. I had a little bit of the, spiritual, like let's contemplate life, all of that stuff, but I really was missing the faith and the fitness aspect. And so that's when I kind of rebranded my business to really help people not only get their high vibes, my business is called High Vibes at JFO, but to really understand that there's, if you don't have both aspects, if you don't have the fitness on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and the faith, it doesn't matter what your personality is, right? That's not going to help you in the end. It's really the total vibration solution that matters.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, being an entrepreneur, you sit down a lot in front of your computer. You really have to mind yourself and get yourself moving. You have to motivate yourself and do the things that you need to do for your own care. And it's so difficult when you don't have anyone watching over you. So I can see how if you weren't depressed, that you can gain a lot of weight just working from home.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the biggest thing I've learned in 8 years is that, and why my first round of trying to launch my business didn't really work, was because I had no disciplines within myself. And it's to come from an employee mindset versus an entrepreneur mindset. An employee mindset is like, I'm waiting for my boss to tell me what to do. And an entrepreneur mindset is really holding to your own commitments. And I do think the fitness aspect helped me with that part, because I had to learn how to not show up for the destination, but to show up for the journey and to say, okay, I've committed for 3 days now. I've committed for 10, and just honoring the little inching forward of, getting your dreams to manifest.
Cool. So do you have any tips of how you can get yourself motivated to actually get yourself moving and get your fitness going?
Yeah. So I actually talked about this week on my YouTube show. Cool. And what I learned through approaching being 60 pounds overweight, and just to put it into perspective, when that did happen, that month that I finally decided to commit, I had tried the same solution that actually got me the results. I had tried that solution so many years before, so many times, and it never got me the results because I wasn't willing to commit. But what changed for me in that moment, first of all, I was unemployed. I had no business at the time, and I was just miserable. I had nothing. And, when you're in that dark space, it's hard to motivate to begin with. But when you're in that dark space, you don't even feel like there's,
Yeah, for sure.
But I think, I think it was going into the, like going shopping to get clothes and looking at myself in the mirror. So I do think, number one, you have to have a catalyst that sparks you into action. And that really was the catalyst for me. Like being able to like recognize that I was not the same person going into these clothing rooms to put on clothes. That was like the spark. But I would say it was when I went to go press play on the first workout, instead of saying, oh, I got to work out, here I go, I said, okay, I'm going to commit for 365 days. And if by the like 366 day, if I'm not at the result I want or I hate it, I'll stop. But I'm just going to commit for a year. And so within a year, I lost 30 pounds. So the tip that I would give is that you really have to count your days, your show up days. So if you're going to have something that you're going to commit to, whether it's launching a business or losing weight or whatever your goal is, I think the power of counting your commitment days and doing some type of spiritual ritual, whether it's 5 minutes of meditation, a devotional, or even journaling, to kind of anchor in that day. Yeah.
Yeah, really good advice. Yeah, I'm really into meditation that I cannot do without every day. I would go nuts if I couldn't meditate.
Me too. I'm trying to commit more to it because that's one thing I haven't done as long. But yeah, I find that 15, 20 minutes is like the sweet spot.
Right. Even if it's just 5 minutes, I mean, something to just clear your mind and get yourself set. So do you have any other self-care practices that you do or any tools that you use for yourself personally?
Yeah, I think the one that I'm really, actually, to be honest with you, trying to be better at. So I think that there's an addiction that most people don't talk about, and it's the addiction to negative thoughts. I think there's something to be said about, you can't always be happy, right? Especially with given what's going on right now in the world. It's so important to honor what you're feeling and honor those negative thoughts. But when you were talking about meditation, I realized that something I'm working on now is the idea of neutral thinking. So if you can't get to a positive thought, meditation's such a great bridge because it really brings that neutral thinking. It slows you down to think nothing, right? And so that's better than thinking negative. And then it's a bridge to getting to that next positive thought. So I would say that's something that I'm working on right now, is just actually forcing myself to take out a journal and really get clear on what I'm thinking so that I can reframe it or meditate on it. Is something a new process I'm doing to support me.
Besides working on your own meditation personally, is there anything in your business that you're working on right now? Are there any offerings that are going to be released soon? Or you had mentioned your YouTube channel.
Yes. So so much is coming through. So the first thing that I'm working on is my first freebie called Vibe School. It's going to be amazing. It's going to have it's a 6-day e-course, and it's going to have community attached to it. So there'll be a Facebook group that people can join to just get their daily dose of high vibration. So that'll be the first thing that I'm working on, other than obviously I've launched my YouTube. So that's in the pipeline. My podcast is coming down the road. That's the Love Vibes School podcast with JFO. So that'll be coming soon. I know, I'm excited for that. And I'm going to be launching I've switched it a little because I want to support people who are struggling right now. So I'm going to have like a really incredible discounted offer, but I will be launching my Destiny Vibes experience. And so there'll be a Destiny Vibes DIY, which will just be a course. Then there'll be the Destiny VIP, which will be the course and the community. And then Destiny Gold, which will be coaching with me monthly. And it's really just going to be us doing a deep dive into learning astrology the right way, and learning how to use your own specific birth chart to heal yourself. And I think the biggest thing for me is I could do readings all day long, but to me, I'd rather teach everyone to read a chart the way that I do, so that they can start to read their siblings' chart and their family and their husband and their wife, right? So I think that's the power. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. You got a lot of things going on. Good luck with all that. I mean, if there's anybody else who wants to get in touch with you, how would they best do that? How can they follow you? How can they connect with you if they want to work with you further?
Yeah, so my website is called highvibeswithjfo.com. And my Instagram accounts, at Call Me JFO is my more personal fitness related account. And then I've got my High Vibes account, which is at Zodiac Love Guru.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today and for your time and everything. I really appreciate it. I'd love to have you back on in the future if you're willing.
I would love to. Thank you so much for having me.
Wasn't JFO great? If you love her vibe and want to learn how to be high vibe, give her a follow. Her contact information is posted on the show notes and on the blog at fuelyourmagic.com/002. What were your favorite tips from this episode? Will you implement any yourself? I'd love to hear from you. Comment on the blog at fuelyourmagic.com/002 or send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram at fuelyourmagic. Join me on the podcast next week where I'll be giving you more tips, tools, and practices to help you make your business as magical as you are. Now get out there and launch your light. Have a magical week.